What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Man here, welcome back to another Andromedawall episode. A rather special Andromedawall bouldering episode, because today we're gonna take a look at replica boulders. At least at some of them, they might have had a crucial impact on the recent successes, I should say. But first of all, let's start with a pretty standard 7C for warming up. These two starting holes here. Then there's violet shallow edge here, pink shallow edge, beige shallow edge, and then we have this white black pinch there, and then we've got this yeah, I could say camo ball up there. It's an interesting hold that you can pinch really well, and then this gray edge up there for a top hold. We're gonna see the arrangement of the holes just in a second here. That's what it looks like. It's called pink crimp. After this pink crimp, you can also step all wooden screw-ons, as you can see. And we're starting off with a pretty hard move here for the first move, then this pink little crimp there, pretty hard third move as well. And it's kind of cruisy until this move here, and onto the camo ball, which is kind of body strengthy. I lost my feet here, which is why I didn't stick it here. I had my feet on the wall still. Left very high stepping, right very high stepping, and this nice back step grabbing onto the gray edge there, which is really not that good actually. You gotta stay tight until you can match it. And this is again the same boulder from another perspective, this time from from above, which is a perspective that I really like, because you can see the holes a little bit better, at least if they are properly framed. Here, as you can see again, Gaston move into the black-white pinch and then the camo ball. I really like this hold. You gotta hold it so actively, and that's really the purpose of the 45-degree overhanging wall. Screwing on a few very active holds, really training finger power, and yeah, that's also the reason why this is really useful for outdoor climbing. Now on to the first, I think, replica boulder here. These two starting holes here, then really tiny beige edge there, kind of sharp. Then another beige edge up there. These triangle edges, just big enough to fit all fingers on them. So really precision demanding as well. And then we've got only the Gaston portion, the underclingy Gaston portion of the black-white hold again. Then this strange pinch there, beige double edge pinch. Again the camo ball. And I think then we've got another rather nice dyno onto the red big top jug there. And here again the arrangement of the holes. I think the boulder is called mode, and there's a reason for that. 7C/plus. You gotta have you got two wooden screw-ons for starting, and I think another couple of defined footholds there, which really has the purpose to replicate the first boulder of this recent 8C Plus that I sent, called Mode Selector. And as we can see, we've got this heinous, really crazy Gaston move there, which replicates one of the crux moves of the first boulder on Mode Selector actually. So let's take a look and see if I manage to somehow create something that's kind of similar to that first crux. You gotta sort in the Gaston. This is a super hard move in the boulder, in the replica boulder, and actually in real life it's not that hard. But turn this Gaston around into an undercling, stepping, big bump onto this kind of pinch thing there on Mode Selector, which is the camo ball on the replica, and then the dyno, which is where I fell in the Mode Selector shot there, but which has succeeded on the replica boulder. So yeah, really cool boulder as well. And we've got another replica boulder here, starting at this big blue jug there. Big move onto the next red jug there. And then we've got a nice crossover onto this shallow, tiny wooden edge there. Then again, the black-white pinch. Again, the undercling portion of it. And then we have this really shallow wooden crimp up there, which is really bad. Then this very active to hold pink crimp up there. And then another big move onto the I should say gray edge again up there. Just this shot here to show how shallow this pinch here is. Yeah, and here we've got the gray top hold. And then there's another defined foothold down there, which is really crucial to be able to do the last move, which is this red pocket there. And as we're gonna see, it really, it makes this boulder a replica boulder for the second crux of mode selector, which is why I called this replica boulder Selector. Essentially, I graded it 7C+. It should fit pretty well. And yeah, as you can see, big move onto the first jog, then matching feet to hand, nice crossover onto the wooden screw on there, locking it off onto the undercling, then slapping onto this shallow wooden edge there, bit of stepping work, and then big body strength until the gray top hold, which is where I fell here. So yet again, let's take a look at it and take a look at it as well on the real life boulder. Let's see if I could replicate it. Big move, big crossover onto the edge, locking that one off into the side undercling pull there. Kind of hard move onto this really shallow edge, stepping, and then body strength work. Really hard Gaston move in the actual route, and again, really hard Gaston move on the replica boulder. So that worked out kind of well, I suppose. And there I somehow forgot my foothold for matching the top jog or the top hold, which is why I, you know, dangled around there a little bit. But in the end, it worked out. So yeah, I think these boulders, these two replicas, were actually pretty crucial in sanding mode selector. I'm gonna talk about that in the mode selector analysis video, which should come up pretty soon. But yeah, making these replicas was a lot of fun, and also projecting them indoors, you know, it's kind of, you know, keeps up the psych for the actual outdoor project. Taking a look at the next boulder, this is, I think, the hardest boulder of this Andromedawall episode actually. It's an 8A called Chronocycle, I think. And it involves some really active to hold edges here. Yeah, you've seen the first ones here already in the close-up shot. This yellow one is a crucial one again, and then up there we've got this really shallow orange, you know, edge again, essentially. And then we've got a big move to the right here onto this beige edge there, and then another crossover move onto this wooden edge up there, which is essentially the top hold. And yeah, it's really every move is kind of hard on this thing. There is no passages where you can cruise essentially. So let's take a look at it. You know, what I was looking, you know, when I was trying this boulder for the first time before the big trip actually. You can step all small screw-ons, all small wooden screw-ons, by the way. This makes the boulder as well pretty interesting because you can improvise a lot, you know. First move already pretty hard, and then the second move as well pretty hard as well. All these holds, especially the first 3-4 holds, are really active to hold holds essentially, okay. And as you can see, I struggled pretty hard there before the trip. I essentially lost my feet on every single move, especially in the first 1, 2, 3, 4 moves, which are really body strength demanding and also finger strength demanding at the same time, because these holds are so active. Here you can see the hold constellation one more time from afar, and now we're gonna zoom in, and this is already after the trip. And here we can see some quite impressive progress already. So there we've got the second move, kind of taking it down pretty nicely, hitting the side pull there, the active to hold side pull there pretty nicely, and you know, already getting pretty close on this kind of dino move there into the yellow edge, which is a little bit in cut. So that means you can essentially jump to it dynamically, and you have a chance of holding it if you're hitting it perfectly. Nice and delicate foot switch, and here we've got the dino again, and this time I stuck it just perfectly. And you swing out pretty badly, you kind of have to lock it off almost one-handed, but it worked out pretty well. And then this huge crossover in this nice orange edge there, big body strength move into the beige edge up there, and then again big body strength into this crossover wooden top hold, top edge there. Was pretty happy to be able to sand this, because I always thought I'm miles away from sanding this actually, and this really taught me that there was some progress happening, you know. So yeah, cool project. Here we've got another nice boulder, a replica boulder actually, for another outdoor project that I checked out just recently. Got this pocket here with the left and this tooth like hold there with the right hand. and then into this pinch there, this triangle pinch, but only the Gaston portion of it. And then we've got these two edges there. It's kind of hard to describe this boulder from the ground, but we're gonna take a look at the whole constellation in a short time anyway. So here we have the whole constellation. It's called 3020. The grade is about 7B+/C or something. And it replicates a crux from another route that I just checked out, as you can see. Here we've got a clip, so we are kind of jumping over that here. Right hand really has to lock off this hold there, and then we've got this beautiful backstep where I fall off the project in real life, but sticking it on the bouldering wall. And then from this we've got this Gaston and these two really bad crossover moves there into these edges. And then we've got already the top hold, which is, again, always on the top hold. I'm struggling to find my feet to be able to match it. But yeah, again, it worked out. And so, yeah, it's pretty interesting with these, replica boulders. I think they can be very, very useful, actually. And they proved to be very useful for this just recent project of mine, this mode selector project. Yeah, gonna analyze and talk a bit more detail, what the training strategy was like on these boulders in the analysis episode. And yeah, to finish this episode off here, this Andromedawall episode, we've got here another really cool, I think, campus boulder actually, because it involves this sequence where you have to gain momentum to be able to reach this yellow edge up there. And as I've talked about previously, I'm always a big fan of campusing boulders. You don't have to put your shoes on, but you can really effectively train momentum management and also kind of locking of power and finger strength at the same time. So it's really effective training sometimes. Yeah, this one is already almost 7C, I think, if I would have to grade it in real boulder grades, So that's basically it for this Andromedawall episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I could drop some training motivation, essentially. I hope you're crushing as well. Stay strong, guys, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.